Hey there, everyone. So, Tiger is here with a new moon. Ooh. In Sagittarius and a full moon in Gemini. Interpretation. So some things to know as well that's going on that I've noticed, because I kind of go in there, look at some stuff, and then I pull myself back and just feel what's going on. I don't go in and see what every little tiny thing's going. So if I miss some things, thank you for your patience with me. But guess what? Mercury retrograde is going to be up on the 15th. What? Who's ready to communicate better? I am. All right, but we also have Mars retrograde that started on the 6th of this month and is going to go all the way into February there, around February 23rd. So, new moon in Sagittarius. This one has been happening either it's the November 30th or December 1st kind of vibe. And then we have the full moon in Gemini, also known as the cold moon, happening on the 15th. So what I was highlighted coming into this is definitely keep an eye out on this 15th date. We're going to have a lot of stuff kind of happening. I can't say, you may notice people are more irritable that day. That's what I'm getting there. So I have a lot of notes written. It was easier to kind of write stuff as I go. I don't know what exactly it's called, but I am definitely a free writer in a sense when I pick up things. So some stuff that I have written down are people are very reactive. They feel like they're backed into a corner. This is brought on by holiday pressure for many. Other insecurities start to arise, more due to social standards at this time. Too distracted to reflect on the year. And if you think about it, social standards at this point in time, in this holiday season, it really matters. To a lot of people, it matters how they're showing up around all these other individuals, what they're showing up with. It's what they deem as their success. And a lot of times it's through material goods. But if you know me, wealth is built in other ways that are more abundant. We don't have to go into debt to show people that we're successful. That's just all I want to put out there. So again, in the last new moon, full moon interpretation, I mentioned about the 1111 to 111 time warp. And that was talking about a time warp that kind of puts us on this escalator going even quicker than what we can keep up with. So, and yes, that's fed into the shorter days due to the winter season. Yes, I will agree there. But we went from two feminine energies of last month, I believe it was negative feminine energies. Now we have two positive masculine energies. So once we had that transformation through the relationships we have around us, and we were able to find a new identification with ourselves, this gets brought into this searching for meaning. What is our truth kind of energy? So this new moon brings on either a yearning for more truth into the things you love. Coming out from last month's energy into this new moon is asking us to see, to feel, to teach us our own truths. The great centaur, Crowan, was a father, which means always within progressive energy, healing what ails us from the past experiences. Again, winter is time that is meant for us to reflect in. So with that, and I want to go back into a little bit of the mythology behind this centaur, because a lot of the centaurs were known as to be kind of barbaric, brutal, crude, too upfront, too much opinion, did what they want to do. But this one, and I put father in there, and I didn't put foster father. But he was a foster father. People would take their children to him, mainly males, they said, so that he could teach them either to be a warrior, how to be a medicine man, how to be a philosopher. This centaur was really respected. They were renowned for their abilities that they could do. They were renowned for the way that they treated others. Remember that, because Sagittariuses have a very big heart. Now don't mess up on them, because once they take their heart back, oh boo boo, you ain't getting it. But the thing is, you don't have to take your heart back from yourself in a sense where you keep it away from yourself, always feeling like you're going to hurt yourself because you're not going to be that truthful with yourself. You're always going to put yourself in situations where people are going to take from you. This is the time to learn what is our truth, where do we need to be, what is our surroundings that need to be around us that promote that healing, that good kind of support system. All right, I asked myself, why is everyone so reactive? Well, at this time with the new moon, we have people going against their truths to appease others. Overspending and playing to others' truths on how we should be. What society standards deem as success. The picket white fence. Now it's the perfect outside image kind of Instagram profile thing. Oh, we are this good because of what we project. Now, remember, we can have the biggest homes with the nicest stuff that are the most emptiest inside. Where is your truth? What kind of home do you want in here for you? And this is what this new moon is asking us to step into, to take a look at a different view, acknowledge the shadow side of things that we need to heal from. All right, so let's continue. It is mentioned in some Sagittarius literature, particular, less evolved Sagittarius energy. Here it is. Will seek to climb society's social status. While the more evolved Sagittarius energy are striving for higher wisdom and spiritual insight. This is why we're torn. But again, this is why we're thrown into this time warp, and then why we're having so many things thrown at us. For instance, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, different commercials that are saying, oh my God, I'm so stressed out, I don't know what to buy everyone. Honey, it's not about everyone. It really isn't. Some of the best gifts you can give people is just your time of being there and being your authentic self with them. I'm going to leave that there as that. So now that doesn't mean that everyone needs to be a hermit. Naturally, fire signs love to socialize. But a balance must be made between a person's inner world and outer world. Here we go. Maybe this is why the full moon in Gemini is here, to give us different views to look at. Mythology for this sign is very unique. One of Zeus's getting around again type of stories. It really is. He got with Leda, who already had kids, who was married to a king. Hi, Zeus. This time, it was with the Spartan king's wife. She had a pair of twins with two very different baby daddies. The twins, they really cared for each other, as any siblings could, going on many grand adventures together, which made them the Patreon gods for travel, trade, navigators, sailors, and get this, cattle wrestling. But this would kind of make sense for any Gemini out there why you love to travel. It's a part of your frequency. It's engraved even in the mythology that this is just a part of this frequency, kind of like how we see purple as that certain color. Well, that's a part of that frequency. All right, let's keep going. Now, I may butcher some of the names. I like to go more Greek than Roman because supposedly Greek is older than Roman. So let's go. So goes the cattle wrestling adventure is where one of the brothers, Castor, who was the mortal brother, was killed. Now, Polydeuces was so upset that he asked his father Zeus for help. Now, being a good daddy, Zeus helped his child. He did. You know, no parent really wants to see their child suffer. No evolved parent, no parent of nurturing qualities. Now, don't get me started on some stuff. Anywho, now this is a little murky because there are two different versions. Now these two different versions, one of them, Zeus made Polydeuces agree that in order to bring his brother back, Polydeuces would have to hang out in heaven and his brother would have to hang out on earth, but neither one of them could be in the same spot ever again. So if Polydeuces wanted to come down to earth, then Castor would have to go into the heavens. Now there is another, it's like the Roman version that says the brothers, when Castor was brought back, they were inseparable. Now that kind of like, that doesn't feed into the fullness of what Gemini represents, I would say. So I would go with more of the Greek version where one had to be in one spot and one had to be in the other. So let's continue. Never could they be in the same place. This full moon highlights the distant relationships we have with our very selves. Ooh. This Gemini full moon brings on a stepping stone to openness, to opening up communication to other areas of yourself, going from spiritual connection to our inner wisdom. Geminis have a bad rap for being two-faced. Let's face it, they really do. And it's not them being two-faced, but they are one of very few signs who can go between two polarities, two views so easily. If you look at Pisces actually, I've talked about how the fish are tethered together by the tails, but they're supposed to be swimming at opposite ends, like they're going away from each other. But a lot of what we're taught is that they're swimming around in a circle. Kind of like Capricorn, how everyone kind of just thinks Capricorn is only a goat. They forget that Capricorn is half goat and half fish because they have the fish tail. But yeah, it's being able to be open to seeing within your inner wisdom, your inner truths of who you are, but also being open to that higher up guidance that we get, that spiritual connection that we have always there at our very fingertips or even at the top of our noggin. So these two moons, what we have here is the answers are coming. The answers are coming. Again, I've talked about many times when using this card, it's sometimes closing one view and opening up to another view. Sometimes we beat ourselves up over a past that we have no control of anymore. A past person who we could have been at one time but are no longer. I know for myself, I had my challenges with people over the past 60 days trying to question me and who I am and what my actual authentic truth is. And when I spoke up more of my truth, they had to understand. I kept to the boundaries that keep me protected. I'm not here to always appease everyone. Neither are any of us. What it is getting back to our inner being so that we can get more connected with something that is much higher. It's a spiritual belief of things. How do I put this? Because there's two sides to every coin. And I looked up the meaning of belief. Beliefs, a acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. Trust, faith, confidence in someone or something. We can believe that we have a bad life, or we can believe that we're really blessed. It depends on where you want to build your wealth. People who climb social statuses and want to do that are going to look at you like you're crazy when you want to work on yourself. But at the end of the day, what is your inner truths? What is the inner wisdoms? What is it that we need to heal from to move forward into this new year? We have this Capricorn energy that's going to come up here soon, and then we're going to have some more Aquarius energy coming up, authentic self. And then we hit February time, which really asks us to put an end to old cycles and prepare for new stuff to come in. If we're tired of the same old, we are given steps here. Steps to help get us out of the same old. But with this time warp, this distractions of what's happening with this holiday season, it's almost like we're pushed to keep going into the same cycles over and over, never really confronting, never really reflecting on things that we would like to heal from, things that we would like to move forward from or move past. So, what is it? What is it, ancestors divine and universal energy? What is it that we should bring out? What is it? In the times that we're doing, in the times of right now, in the times of us looking at our truths, going between our inner wisdom and our spiritual connection. Right away, what we have come out is 22. It's a part of a transformation. Again, right here, the subconscious shadow side work that needs to happen. It's always a slow progressional thing. Always having to take one step at a time. Knowing when to rest as well. Knowing when to create the compassion, acceptance, kindness, and mercy, but also bringing in that positive masculine energy and creating that exploration, adventure, and development. Wanting to develop into something. What is that something? How do you want to feel at the end of 2025? Now, two things we're not seeing is grounding. With the hustle and bustle, we are very ungrounded. I mean, you could almost say it's a part of the mix right now, so that we'll make split decisions. How can you ground yourself out to where you don't have to make so many split decisions? And you can make decisions from a point where you are comfortable and you have those boundaries up and everyone respects your boundaries. Even if they don't respect your boundaries, you are fully confident in the boundaries that you set. I have also retreat. Retreat. I think this really speaks into what's going on now and what will help slow down so that we can get grounded out is this retreat. Instead of spending so much time looking at the many gifts that you have to buy, what is something else different that you could do? You may find a different idea for a whole group gift instead. I'm not here to tell you how to spend your coin. What I'm here is to try and bring on positive messages and a different way of looking at things. A gift isn't always a representation of how we feel about people. For numerous times, I've seen generations in my family create a hustle and bustle to buy these gifts, even if it's $5, but they have to make sure everybody gets a gift. And a lot of these times, these gifts that we stressed out to get, they don't even last that long. Some do, but a lot don't. We're kind of just throwing money at something so we can get something just to wrap it up, to throw it at somebody, to appease others, to show that we're so successful. What is the real success here? Is the real success being able to take a step back and to take care of yourself. That's the real success, because you're going to show up at those parties or wherever you need to go, and you're going to be grounded. You're going to know a little bit more about yourself. You're not going to be as frantic. There isn't going to be as much anxieties when having to deal with whatever kind of social gathering, if you choose to. Total introvert here, not going to lie. But yeah. Definitely. What are your truths? What is it that you feel like you need to reflect on so that you can sit and have counsel with yourself and being able to understand who you are at the core, but also understand what you want to believe in? Do you want to believe in that your life is always going to be bad? Or do you want to believe in that you can make changes? And by the end of next year, you can start to already have those changes happening. It's totally up to everyone, right? It's in their free will. But yeah, this is going to conclude it for this one. So as always, don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energies. And thank you so much for hanging out. And I hope you have a most wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.